tuning in today at Desertwood Days. I am your host, Kathy Blaze, and today we have some very talented actors in the Arizona acting community. Sitting on our couch today is Mr. David Rice. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I know there's a middle name in there.
Walton.
David Walton
Yeah.
Rice.
David
Get it
Walton
right,
Rice.
Kathy. That's a nice, strong name.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So, David, you're an actor.
Yes.
What was it that caught your attention about getting into the acting field?
Well, it's kind of a funny story. Started when I was really young. Aside from running around crazy, playing dress up, with my toy sword and my gun and my cowboy boots, it was actually one film that I saw that kind of it lit me on fire. Terminator 2: Judgment Day.
Uh-oh.
Right? Arnold Schwarzenegger. I saw that film, and I remember my brother said, "You have to watch this film." So I watched it, and simultaneously, I fell in love with bodybuilding and acting at the same time. So ever since then, I knew that I wanted to.
If anyone was going to get you into those areas, it's going to be him,
Exactly.
the Terminator.
Exactly. Yeah. So it started when I was really young. I always
Oh.
kind of knew that I wanted to do this.
So you were bodybuilding at a young age?
I started kind of after high school when I graduated. I kind of got serious about it, and then So
So were you did you enter into any competitions?
I've been in a couple shows, physique shows,
Mhm.
physique competing, or competitions. So I've done a few shows here and there,
Mhm.
back in California and Nevada. So,
Growing up in a Black household,
mhm.
we saw certain movies or
Yeah.
certain TV shows. Was there certain actors that inspired you growing up?
Absolutely. Will Smith,
Mm.
right out of the gate, all the way from Fresh Prince. So here's a guy that can make you laugh
Mm-hmm.
and cry, almost at the same time,
Right.
and learning that he had very little professional training when he did Fresh Prince, it blew my
True.
mind. And I'm like, if he could do, something like that, then I could try and do it. You know what I
But
mean?
he was always a performer. And that's
Exactly.
one thing. I mean, we can take a perform that's performing in one industry and take them into another industry. They're still going to be a performer.
That's true.
So
That's very
you were
true.
always a performer.
I was always dressing up. I was always the loud friend. Every time I go over to my friend's house, the parents were like, "Hey, he needs to calm down." So I've always had that energy and that performing bug.
Yeah.
So
And since you brought up Will Smith, if you think about it, you remember Fresh Prince.
I do.
And then you go to one of my favorite movies. What is it? I Am
Legend.
I Am Legend. Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah.
my favorite
I've
movie.
seen it about 13
But
times.
just look at the different
Yeah.
actors. But when we're acting, we want to be I Am Legend
Mhm.
instead of Fresh Prince.
Exactly.
And for some reason, we tell ourselves that we need to be here
Mhm.
instead of starting here and learning and growing to get to that point.
Exactly.
It doesn't work that way.
No.
Some people are just natural at doing, like some people are dancers, some
Mhm.
people are singers. I don't sing,
Neither do I.
so I'm not gonna be Whitney Houston.
No. Yeah.
So that is something we need to, as performers,
Mhm.
think about, that unless we start off here, we're not going to be there
Exactly.
immediately. And we put so much pressure on ourselves, wouldn't you say, to be there?
So much unnecessary pressure.
Unnecessary. How would you describe your style of acting?
My style of acting. So going back to the journey and wanting to be here, where I'm at right now in my career, I would say I'm still discovering what my style is. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I want to be able to do different things and do it effectively. But naturally, what I like is what I gravitate towards which is drama. I like the stuff that grabs your heart,
Right,
and kind of squeezes it a little bit. But then I also like the kind of lighthearted stuff, where you want to cry, but it's not a heartbreaking moment. It's a sentimental moment.
Do you find that you gravitate towards drama because that's your strong point?
Yes. Absolutely.
And that's what I found myself doing, gravitating towards drama because I'm stronger in that area.
Exactly.
And so I've been forcing myself to do some comedy stuff.
Yeah.
Look,
It's hard.
I know Wanda Sykes.
It's hard.
But
You know?
you have to switch it up some.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we will totally gravitate towards where we're comfortable, and that's our comfort level.
Exactly.
Gary, what area are you trying to gravitate towards?
A little bit of comedy, but I've been curious about playing roles, bad guy. To put it in simpler terms. I just had a short film I finished up last weekend for a competition, and I had to play someone very bad. But as you know, we don't judge our characters that way, right? We try and understand and break it down and do the best we can in that moment, given circumstances. But it was something I've never done before, and it scared me.
Really?
But it made me want to do it more because it scared me. You
Wow.
know? So, yeah, I mean.
And those are the things we have to reach for, those things that scare us.
That make you go, I don't know if I should do this.
Right.
Grab onto that.
And a lot of times we stay away from that.
Exactly.
And it takes usually a coach or a mentor or someone to push you towards that.
Yeah.
I have to ask this question.
Mm-hmm.
Has anyone ever told you that you favor Shawn Wayans?
No, I've never heard that one.
Yes,
No.
I see a little bit of the way. That's the middle one, not the baby.
Okay.
That's Shawn, isn't it? The
Yeah,
second one.
that's right. That's
Yes,
right.
I'm seeing some Shawn Wayans there.
Well, thank you. That's a compliment. I
Yeah.
take that as a compliment. Thank you.
And he's a funny guy.
He is.
And I can see you doing a lot of the roles that he was in. But I can, you know what? You have a diverse look, so I can see you doing a lot of different types of roles.
That's what I want to do. Different types of roles.
Not get pigeonholed into one thing.
No. I mean, it's not a bad thing. If you find your niche, go for it and make it work. But I just want to be able to have the ability to do different things.
If Tyler Perry called you,
oh my goodness,
and asked you about your dream role, he's going to write that film for you with you in mind, what would you tell him?
That's tough. It's funny that you brought up Tyler Perry because I've actually written myself as Tyler Perry, and I sent an email to myself, as Tyler Perry, being invited in to read for a role. So I think if I were to pick my dream role for Tyler Perry, it would have to be, I've always wanted to do a film like, what was it? I think it was Why Did I Get Married?
Mm-hmm.
And Why Did I Get Married Too?
Yes.
A film like that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
There's a bunch of different things going on, different stories, different characters.
Yeah.
And they all have their own lives.
They have their own lives, right.
Different problems.
Right.
So I think a role like that.
And you see the growth in each character.
And it's powerful,
Yes.
and it grabs you. So I think a role like that would be perfect.
There's one thing that Tyler Perry is a very talented person.
Very, very
Very talented. So if you were speaking with a younger David, what would you tell David?
I would say you have permission to do what you want to do. It took me a long time to accept that fact. And I would say slow down. Don't be in such a rush to get to that point. Enjoy every step you take in between.
Right.
And enjoy the process.
Because those are the beautiful moments.
Exactly.
A lot of times we're skipping over, we're missing those things.
Yeah.
We're not soaking them in and enjoying those beautiful moments of learning. Because I always feel that I can learn something each day.
Yeah.
Every day I wake up and go outside, there's something to learn.
Exactly.
And when you skip past that, you miss those beautiful moments when it comes to the field that you're passionate about.
Exactly.
Because you're trying to rush it.
You're trying to rush it.
So if there was an aspiring actor, what advice would you give to that person?
I would say focus on training.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that is the most important part. I mean, for me, at least, is just focusing on being a good actor, because having an agent, having all these things and, trying to get on big, because the most basic question we always get when we tell someone we're an actor is, So what can I, what major thing have you been in? You know?
Yes.
And it's like, I've been in quite a few things.
Oh,
but,
yeah, you ain't a real actor.
You know, you know what I mean? So it's just like, instead of focusing on all the outside picturesque stuff, just focus on how you can be better at what you
Right. Or this is another question you will hear. How do I get an agent?
do. Exactly. And
You haven't even been an extra in a film yet.
yeah, you got to get into class first,
Yes.
Don't worry about an agent, because if you can't hold up your end of the deal, because what an agent is a lot of people think that person is supposed to do everything
They're
for
gonna
you.
do everything for
Everything,
them,
and that's not the case.
that
know. So
they don't understand the investment and
Exactly.
the time. I mean, explain one of your weeks. Let's say a day as an actor.
okay. So usually what I'll do, so on a day that I have class, so before class, obviously I've already broken down the script. I've worked on it's a scene study class. I worked on that script. But in between that time, if I'm not at work or with my family, I'm on breakdown sites. I'm submitting myself. I'm going back through my resume and I'm making sure everything's formatted correctly, everything's properly added.
Right.
I'm going through all my, my website, my IMDb, my social media, just making sure that my package is where it's supposed to be.
Right.
Because at any moment, you can get an email, a phone call, and saying, "Hey, David, we want to talk to you.
Right.
Can you send us this and this?" And if you're not prepared,
well, I don't have a headshot yet. I have to
headshots,
get
exactly,
one.
So I spend a lot of time just making sure that I am prepared for that opportunity.
Right.
You know what I mean? And staying consistent with
And
my
that's
training.
one day.
One day.
And you're probably doing that every day. You spend that blessed time with your family,
Mhm.
but the rest of that time is devoted to your craft.
Absolutely. 110%.
There may not be going out playing basketball with the homies.
I would love to, but I can't.
Yes, or going out with the girlfriend. She may have to wait.
Exactly.
But you know what? I believe that people that really know that this is what you're passionate about, they're going to understand
Exactly.
the time that you devote to this. And if they don't understand, I ain't telling nobody to divorce or leave their women, but they may not be the right person for at that time.
Exactly. And because we all know that we all have different things. No matter what profession you're in, it's going to take up a big chunk of your life. So why not use that time to do something that you really love?
Right. Can you tell us what your next project is?
Yeah, so I'm actually in the middle of a short film now. It's called Upside Down.
Okay.
I play a police officer who's in pursuit of a bank robber, and he slips through my fingers, and I'm just trying to catch him. So all these obstacles coming up. I got the police chief on me, grilling me. So it's just one of those things where it just keeps.
You've been working pretty hard lately.
I've been trying.
Yes, you have, and I know I've been in contact with you, and I've seen you're busy out there on social media.
Thank you.
And those are some of the things that you're doing as an actor, posting your self tapes out there.
Absolutely.
Sometimes we may feel naked in front of the public.
Yeah.
But it's something you have to do to showcase your work.
Exactly.
And it's not always for others; it's for yourself.
That's right.
See your work.
Because what it is when you're really, for me at least, when I'm really doing my thing, I feel like I'm an exposed nerd.
Yeah.
I'm naked for everyone to see. So we all have that. I keep saying we all. I mean, I have this tendency to question myself. Oh, should I post this?
Oh, we all have that.
Should I post? Is this good enough?
Yes.
But then I say, hey, you know what? Shut it down. Post it, because it's my work and it's
what I
do.
We all have that, David.
Yeah.
My one of my mentors, I just had some new headshots and things. She's like, Kathy, all your pictures are just glamorous. She said, we need some pictures of you in character without makeup on and this and that. So I did call myself doing some pictures. She's like, you're just still too glamorous. We need something. I'm like, what do you want me to do? Cut my face up? No.
Exactly.
So, David, it was such a pleasure because you brought a wealth of knowledge to our actors, the acting community. And where can our audience reach you? So
I post a lot. I'm very active on Instagram. You can find an account, my Linktree account.
Okay.
It would be under David Walton Rice.
Okay.
You can find my Actors Access, IMDb, website, Facebook, Instagram.
Wonderful.
Everything. A couple short films.
Say that again. Where is it found? On Linktree. Yes.
That's right.
Get you a Linktree. It was such a pleasure to have you here today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And we thank you for joining us here at Desertwood Days, and we will catch you later.